the twilight of the gods nears, brother will kill brother. Families will be sundered by murder. 4 ages are afoot. An axe age, a sword age, where shields are cloven. A wind age, a wolf age, where the world falls. No one shall be spared.
Welcome to Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion RPG podcast. Prepare for adventure.
Why, Madam Askew, do you have any plans for this Saturday, December 13th?
Why, yes, I do! In fact, I am going to the most delightful tea party hosted by the Tucson Steampunk Society.
A tea party?
Not just any
do
tea
tell.
party, madam. No, we're going to have the most delightful time at their Dickens Tea Party.
Huzzah! The Dickens Tea Party is already upon us?
Indeed, it's the 3rd annual tea party they've done, and there will be so much merriment. There will be tea dueling, of course, which, you know, there usually is no death because it's Dickens tea, and we reserve that for other holidays. And then there will be some amusements of a musical variety provided by the Borderland Celts, who are a delightful assemblage from Bisbee, which is
Fabulous!
It's a small town somewhere in the Arizona territories.
Small town with large talent.
Large talent, a great deal. In fact, one might even say they put the long in the oolong.
Will there be tiffin?
There will be tiffin. There will be so many varieties of tiffin to enjoy with one's tea. And there will be endless pots of tea for those who like to indulge in the most perfect beverage ever created in the universe.
Hear, hear. Well, and last year was so much fun. What with the costume contests? And the table decorating contests?
Oh, yes, the table decorating contest. I believe there was a certain octopus who,
Yes, Octavia. She made her debut. Yes.
She took the field by storm, I believe.
Yes. For the group table decorating contest.
For the group table.
We had a lovely Mad Hatter Tea Party win for the solo table.
Indeed, It was marvelous, and I believe that lady is also entering the table decorating competition again this year. So the competition will be fierce, and the prizes will be equally interesting to...
Oh, and don't forget the silent auction. Yes.
Oh, yes.
There's so many delightful things to be had.
And they're all presented and provided by local artisans who've made them themselves in their very own local workshops.
Oh, yes. Dear Mama took her... She's been crocheting quite a lot. Yes, she took one of her items last year took the highest, I believe. Yes, so. I believe you're right.
It is quite true. There was a great deal of fearsome competition for the octopus, I believe.
Yes, it was. Very fierce. Yes, although I have heard rumors of an Octopus 2.0. Octopus 2.0?
Oh, more octopi are always welcome at our tea parties.
Hear.
So that will be on Saturday, as you mentioned, the 13th of December, and it begins at 2 and will finish, in the early evening.
One must never rush.
Yes,
No,
don't rush tea. Should be leisurely. While people are there, they may find themselves drawn to the Victorian photo booth, where they can have pictures taken by a delightful gentleman with the name Brandon Lee from Radiant Helix Media. And there will be other photos provided by a gentleman of Edward Stramler.
Yes, he'll be documenting the Dickens tea.
Indeed, he is a marvelous photographer, and we will be hosting this fantastical tea at the First United Methodist Church near the University of Arizona. It's located at 4th and Park, approximately, and there's parking right there, right behind the
Immediately adjacent.
Indeed.
And if memory serves correctly, you still have time to pre-purchase your tickets for a slightly cheaper price than if you were to pay at the door. Is that still correct?
That is correct. One may buy an adult ticket for $20 in advance up until the day before the tea. The day of the tea, one must pay slightly more at the door, $25. Children, however, being the precious souls that they are, 12 and under are always free.
Excellent, excellent. Bravo. Well, I know where we're going to be this weekend. Definitely. This Saturday, we're going to be at the 3rd annual TSS Dickens Tea. Please, I hope to see you all there.
Oh, do join us.
It'll be so merry. Hi, this is Thora. And this is Trixie. And this is Scion After Dark. Actually, it's the Q&A session. So thank you for your questions, and we've got quite a few.
Hey guys, welcome back to Scion Ragnarok and Roll. Got the most of the group here for the Scion Q&A session. So, and thank you again for all the questions sent in, guys. So the first one we've got: how long has our gaming group? How long have we been gaming together?
Oh God, we've been gaming together for what?
Quite a while.
Well, Kara and I, of course, been gaming together since we were kids.
Yeah, true.
My husband and I, we've been gaming together for the last 7 years.
And I joined you for that.
And Mom and Trevor joined us. It's been about 4 years.
You've been about 4 years for you, baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're the new kids on
You're the new kids.
And Jim, you used to play with
oh yeah, I've
Dan
gamed for decades.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
different games, though.
Yeah.
Palladium, White Wolf,
D&D.
We used to D&D, yeah.
D&D 2.3, 3.5, Pathfinder 4, 5, and currently 5.
Yes, our
Which
D&D
is a really
5th.
great system.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so how long? Excuse me. How long have we been playing White Wolf Scion?
That one's only been about 4 years.
No, 7. Because remember, we first created our first characters when you and Jim kind of first started dating.
When you
we go over to his house. Remember?
No, that was White Wolf Scion. No. Oh,
that's
right.
That was the game
that's
that we
when
played.
We created it.
That's...
and that was
because your husband actually tried it once.
And stuff. So because we go over to Jim's house.
That would have been sometime after 2007 when Hero came out. Remember, we started playing right when Scion Hero came out.
So, and then of course 4 years ago,
I still love that character
with Mom and Trevor,
and then Gary and Xander joined us for that
game. That was awesome.
That was a super
I love that.
Game.
I was Acier in that one too.
That was one of the games that made me think, my God, I wish we recorded that.
Yeah.
Oh, so do I. That Battle of the Bulge episode.
Yeah.
Just
the one in the Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas was so much fun.
Parts of Vegas were fun.
When Val became a god and took over
Vegas.
and turned it into Sin City.
Yeah, I wrote a whole story on that just because it was epic.
Yeah.
We really should find all those and post those on the site.
I have them all.
We should.
I still have mine because I created mine.
I have one of because I wrote a number of stories for her just because she kind of wrote her own.
She was a perfect character evolution.
Yeah, she was but there's one that I didn't finish, for her story.
Yeah, so I've liked Scion since you introduced it to us. I mean, I really like the game mechanics.
It's a simple game mechanic, and it's a really great background story.
We were a lot more stunty in that one, too.
Yeah.
We gotta get... Oh, remember when we went to Jamaica?
Yeah. That was fun.
We had
the island of the dead,
man.
Yeah, that was fun. So, that was good.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we still have a fate-bound trash dumpster following us around somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
From Chicago,
Somewhere that
from
dumpster
Chicago.
followed you from Chicago.
Yeah.
And your mysterious benefactor in Chicago.
And we wound up with a ship.
Yeah. You, on the island
Not
of the dead.
any ship.
You found
And, excuse me,
a
it was-
really nice
I
magical
found-
lore ship.
That what was it called? Yeah,
The relic ship.
the
yes.
relic ship. Yeah. But didn't I give it back because eventually it's cursed and you have to let it go?
Well, it's cursed
Well, the
that
giant
the
will
giant
find
who
it,
owns
yeah.
it always knows where it is.
Yeah. So no, we parked it in Florida somewhere. I think.
No, you can carry it in your
You
pocket.
carry it with you.
Hello.
You were
That's right.
you're still carrying it with you. It's just that
Oh, that's right.
it expanded to carry any size crew.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Because you basically evacuated everybody you could off the island.
Yeah, Zombie Island.
Zombie.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite moment from the game so far, and least favorite moment in the game?
Well, for Val, we were just talking about Val. No, for Trixie, it was the episode where she got she stole the ring, she got her sprite friends, but then she pretended to be an employee of the hotel that she just robbed to help.
Because the Wolf Guard were there.
Yeah, the Wolf Guard. So she pretended to be an employee there and to protect the clerk that they were beating up and stuff. I pretended to give them the information that they wanted, but it really wasn't the information that they wanted. Instead, I sent them to go visit the beach.
You sent them down.
Where the giant conveniently basically killed them on our behalf. We just got to sit back and watch the show. That was fun.
You sent them down my beach.
Yeah, but as for the worst moment, oh my god, she's still emotionally scarred over her half-brother.
That was pretty Yuki.
Yeah. He knew I was his half-sister!
Yeah.
And he was still putting the moves on me!
Yeah, but he
That
wasn't
was
like
just-
putting the moves. He
Yeah.
was just, charming you.
Yeah, but still, ew!
I know we're
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm still emotionally scarred over that one.
not doing that.
Yeah!
I liked
It
our
worked.
fishing trip. Yeah,
Which one?
the
The Thor
Nemean
fishing
shark.
one?
No, the Nemean shark. When we my favorite part was when we beached it on the sandbar. And I threw the gasoline over and we poured it down its gullet and let's set it on fire.
Barrel in its mouth.
Yeah,
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some,
My favorite moment was when Thora threw me into the pack of angry seals. My
you
least,
asked.
Yeah.
My least favorite moment was when I got love mugged.
But
Aw,
you came for
she
your
really
wallet.
likes
She likes
you.
And now you got a friend on the enemy team.
That's right.
Yeah.
Carrie, what was your least favorite moment?
My least favorite moment. I was kind of sad that we did lose the ring because that was like, oh darn.
Oh,
You know?
we don't want to keep that ring.
Well, that's true.
I'm just sad that we
That's
lost
true.
it in that manner.
We didn't want to lose it, but we didn't
That we
want to
actually
keep
gave it to the bad guys.
And we didn't get to enjoy the concert.
Why? It was a great Oh, wait. That's right. Someone fell off the stage.
I wouldn't say Val.
Actually, Bryn's favorite episode would be the Nemean shark. I thought that was a lot of fun. Driving the boat, beaching the shark, and so I thought that was really good. My second favorite would be, as a different one, would be when we were coming up from Florida.
Oh,
When we stopped in the swamp,
When we
to
stopped to
get
get
gas.
and we
gas.
killed the wolf guards.
Get gas, yeah, that was a
Apologizing
good
for-
time.
for
That
the
was a good
bulletholes I
time.
put in the boat.
And Bryn's least favorite would be when the big ugly
Hey!
seal
Land better.
sat on me and
I'm sure he
damn
was
near
very
killed
handsome
me.
to others,
Other seals.
seals.
Yes, well, yeah.
He was just being
So,
very affectionate to you.
Yes,
No, he was very angry.
He was very angry, yeah. It was, that would be my least favorite one.
Okay, so I've got Dan, who's playing Kane's answers. And he said his favorite moment was the look on all of your guys' faces when he let the Landvetter bite him.
Yeah, that
When he
was
let the
like,
dragon
what?
take a
Yeah.
snap out of him to give you guys the time. And also, he also liked the revenge mission he was sent on by Vidar when he used the box cutter on the very despicable
That still gives me shivers. Oh,
that was dark.
Not that the guy didn't deserve it because,
Yeah,
you know,
he had it coming.
serial rapist.
Mhm.
But still, it's like, oh my god.
That was
Very
dark.
inglorious bastards, you know?
Yeah.
Next question?
Okay, guys, so for each of your characters, why did you pick your patron god?
The Page of God. Well, I wanted to make a character that was a Navy SEAL, so that kind of precluded that
It just fit.
Yeah, it just fit to have Njord. And plus I liked him. I liked the picture in the book.
It's actually a pretty good picture.
Yeah.
All the gods have really good pictures with the whole,
Yeah.
what they look like as a god, what they look like as a modern day mortal.
Right, yeah, and you know us women, we're always going on looks.
No,
at least
frankly,
at
I'm
the
not
beginning.
overly fond of the picture of Freya.
But
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
But
It's a little
anyways,
friggin-
I thought
mean-
he fit for what I was wanting. So
Over exemplified her assets.
yeah. So that would be why.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. So for Dan, he gave the answer that he looks like Dan picked Vidar because he's different and that he's not well known and liked by most of the gods. Mainly because he likes that he's a badass and Vidar actually will survive Ragnarok.
Actually,
true.
there's a really good book series. It's a trilogy.
actually
And
a
it's
really good
about
series.
Vidar, and it's after Ragnarok. It's actually a very interesting book series. So I've always been kind of fond of him just because of that.
It's actually behind you on
What's
the
the
bookshelf.
Yeah.
The third one is.
Hold on, let me grab it off the bookshelf. Oh, excuse me, puppy. Where is it?
It should be floating around out over there somewhere.
Well, either way,
Well, it's a really good book series. I'll have to see if I can find it.
I know. Later on in the book series, I might mine some stuff from it.
yeah,
Once you get to demigod.
I chose Thor for the red hair. No, just kidding. I went through the gods.
You mean he's not blonde?
yeah, really.
No, that was
the
his
mighty
wife.
Thor.
That was Sif.
And yet in the Marvel,
Not a
they've got-
brunette. She was known for her golden
hair.
locks.
Yeah. I chose.
Which Loki cut off.
I chose Thor because, well, you know, he's Thor, and but also I went through each of the gods, you know, what they're good at and what their you know what their purviews are and stuff like that. And Thor resonated a little more than some of the others. My last Scion was also Aesir, and I had gone with the Scion of Odin. So Thor, struck a chord this time. So I decided, yeah, we'll go Thor.
Let's see here.
Trevor, what about you? Why did you choose your patron god?
I chose Uller because he's a hunting god, and because he's a marksman, and that's mainly why I chose him.
Okay.
And then he now owns a bar in New Zealand.
Shout out to the Almighty Johnsons.
Yep.
Yeah, there.
Great show.
Okay, but we started this before we started watching the show. But actually, when Jim told me that he wanted to run a Hero to Ragnarok game where we're all Acer Scions trying to stop the end of the world, I actually picked Loki because I thought it'd be funny. I mean, come on. I mean, Loki, after all, being
It's supposed
free
to-
is heralds Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be kind of funny. To be a little mischievous. My first Scion character, was Acer because we have a penchant for the Acer, but
Yes,
we do
have
like the
penchant
others.
for the Acer. Yes.
She is a libertine, but this one is a trickster. So I thought it'd be interesting to,
Change it up.
Yeah, Val doesn't really.
They're completely different
My last
characters.
one does not really go in for the game. It's really actually kind of hard. I thought I wanted to try and find a character that would actually cause me to try and be more, I don't know, not subversive, but more
Undermining.
thought, more thought
Cerebral.
Yeah, or trying because I'm
loose morals.
no, that's Val.
That was the hussy.
Hey.
No,
She
what
was
I
a
was-
libertine. There's a difference. But no, I wanted to, because I myself, people always say I'm gullible and all this type of thing. I wanted to be the one to trick other people. That's, I just thought it would be funny.
Okay, so the next question that we've got is, at this point in your Scion's hero cycle, what would you be the god of? Sandy, you want to go ahead and start?
I think I decided I was going to be the god of seals.
Navy and
seals
others.
And others, yes.
Seal body flops.
Yes.
There's humor in that.
Yes.
We can respect that.
Yeah. I've got this fixation on them now.
Yeah, the nightmares just don't stop.
From what I've got on Dan's notes here, he would definitely decide to pick the god of endurance.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
Interesting.
Or that of scarification. Depending on how things go. Hey, the Norse, they do actually have a little sound out in Ragnarok where they mention having scarification as relics. Odin's missing eye, Tyr's missing
That's
hand.
true. That's true.
That the missing body parts is actually why they can't regrow it, is because it's part
It's
of
become a relic.
their shtick.
I see.
It came at a price.
Mhm.
It
So,
came at a
yeah.
price to chain Fenris, and it came at a price for all knowledge.
That's right.
And to regenerate that missing body part would unmake.
The magic. Well, I was thinking like the goddess of the double axe. That could progress or something. Goddess of throwing axes, something
Maiden
like
of
that.
the Twin Blades.
Maiden of the Twin Blades, yeah, something.
Well, when I created Trixie, I actually thought she would become the goddess of misdirection.
I love that.
Once you progress, though, I find it hard to think like her. So I try and remind myself of this. Okay, what would the goddess of misdirection?
And you have to
do?
say it that way.
Exactly. How about you, Trevor?
I chose the god of armies because my character is in the Army Rangers, and that's mainly it.
Because you're all about the army.
Which he doesn't spend any time in anymore, apparently.
Well, service to your country and service to the world.
But I say you're an army for preventing Ragnarok now.
Yeah,
Well,
and
here's how it goes. If I want to stay in the army, I have to save the army from being destroyed in Ragnarok.
and his
So, double favor there.
and his one point of epic manipulation was actually so he could use his manipulation via written correspondence. So he sends emails back to the general to explain why him and the guys are missing.
Secret mission.
Oh, you on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know.
And you don't need to know.
All right, so here's a question for mostly Trixie and Bryn. So far, Cain, sort of, Frost, and Thora have all had mortal relationships. What kind of folks would it take for Trixie and Bryn to be taken off the market?
You go first, Bryn.
I think Bryn should have her own personal, highly trained corpsman.
Weren't you a corpsman in the...
Actually,
In
in
the-
real life, I was a corpsman for 2.5 years in the Navy. Yes.
Yeah.
So, so I'm thinking, one of her 5 should become, she should send him off to get training as a corpsman / EMT.
Field medic.
/ lover.
So you want one of your minions to be your lover?
Yeah,
That's like,
I think that would be,
Yeah.
a promotion.
It was like,
She wants
don't
to
eat where you defecate.
Don't poop in your Cheerios.
Exactly. It's like,
Don't get your meat where
Well,
you get
I
your
could
bread.
add a whole new one. And,
Well, let's see here. For Trixie, it's a bit more complicated for Trixie. Trixie tends to look at people as marks for the most part. She could play the part of a girlfriend if she needed to, but to really lose her heart, I think it could only be to someone who's always genuine with her, mortal or divine. It really wouldn't matter. She would have to trust to open herself up, and that would be really hard for her.
and still, that means her mother's waiting for those grandkids.
I know.
Breaking her heart.
I know, but
She's hoping you'll meet a man.
Yeah.
Settle down.
But it's like Trixie doesn't think of things that way. But for her to, she could have relationships. She might be willing to marry some rich, handsome man who would,
One
but
foot in
she'd
the
still.
grave.
No, well, not necessarily.
And then you steal
No.
his Lassiter.
Firefly
reference. Sorry.
Yolanda. But for her to truly, truly fall in love, that would be hard for her, I think.
I wouldn't say Thor's in love right now, anyways. She's having a good time.
She's a mess. Bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah, she's having a good time.
How about, I want to know though, are you interested in keeping the up relations with the translucent?
Oh,
window
Frost. That's a good question.
I mean, while we're on the subject.
While we're on the topic of
Are you going to
relationships, are
keep-
you going to keep your Titan girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably safe. Yeah.
Good answer.
Okay, so well, how about Thora? Is Thora going to keep her boy toy?
I wouldn't call him a boy toy. He's fun. He's good to be around and stuff like that. And but we're gonna have to travel. We're gonna have to move on, and so I will write to him, email, call, but that does not necessitate a long-term
It's not like he can show
relationship.
up in any ocean
Yeah, right.
around the world, at the drop
I mean,
of a
he
pin.
kind of knows that I'm not your average girl.
Okay, so for the next question we have, if you could remake any of your relics, like say you were starting on day one of your characters, what relic would you remake? And what would it be?
Oh, where am I going to go? Well, Bryn really likes the relics that were created at the beginning. It's just the fertility kelp ring that her dad gave her. She's not into fertility. It's like way off the charts. So I think she would like to remake that one into something like
Exalt the
Psychopop
Fish
or,
Reservation.
yeah. She's not.
She wants
planning
something that'll
on
kill
for-
people.
Yeah, she
not breed
needs-
more.
Yeah, she needs something a little more.
Violent.
Yeah, it's
She's an offense kind of gal.
yeah, not the.
You know those kids, those ungrateful kids, when it's Christmas, they open up the package and they find socks and they're going, I don't want socks.
I don't want socks or pajamas or.
What Malibu Barbie? That's not who I was. I was delicate. I was a ballerina. I can't even.
No,
Flashes of Joe Cusack and Adam Sandler.
So true, but I was a ballerina Barbie.
How much I can forgive. But Debbie, pastels?
though perhaps you could have understood your father's point of view, and that think about it, all the people you massacre in the ocean, their blood makes the seashore very fertile and brings life back to the
Yeah,
shores.
well, she's not into having offspring.
No, it's
So,
fertility, mostly for environment.
Making things grow. I don't want to make things grow. I like frosts and cold water and icebergs and, killing things.
She's kind of a glass half empty kind of gal, I'm thinking.
Magazine half empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the whole making
Though,
things
it sounds
grow.
like she can solve global
helping
warming all
things
on her own.
Just
Not
don't
in
like
a good
that.
way.
Okay, and for Dan and Kane, it looks like he says he's pretty happy with all of his relics and he wouldn't change any of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't want to change any of my relics, but, because I have the 2 axes, right? So, one of them, though, eventually, the one that has the Guardian purview on it,
Uh-huh.
okay, that one I'm hoping to upgrade, as I say with hand quotes, by the way. I would like to upgrade it eventually so I can evoke that Guardian purview more and have that turn into a shield. So I'll have my other axe and one that can convert to a shield when I want.
Okay.
So that was my hope
the
and my
shapeshift.
plan. Yeah, but
But
so
then wouldn't you have 2 shield maidens?
this is
This way she
this
has
is
the
not-
option
yeah,
first.
This is an
All
option
offense
of protection
or sword and board.
Sword and board.
Yeah, see, so
This way she could bump up her DV1.
But like I said, I do have a Guardian knack and stuff like that, or rather a boon. But I'd like to also have it. It was an idea. I'm toying with it. I'm not wedded to it.
Yeah, well, as for Trixie, I had actually a devil of a time coming up with them in the first place.
I think you chose great.
I made them specifically to fit her character.
A stage magician.
Who she was, what she did, and, with thought to, because not all of her purviews are necessarily like Loki's. A lot of them are. But there's others that are individual to her, that are more... She is of this type. So when I created her, those I pretty much thought. The only thing is I might have tweaked the wand's abilities maybe a little, but I wanted something that could be offensive if I had to, to as well as have something that's a bit distance strike was. I definitely wanted
that was
to
a
take
nice
that.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're all squishy.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually the squishiest member of
Squishy
the...
cloth.
And after I saw your picture, I was expecting you to get leggings of indestructibility so you could run around in your magician's assistant costume.
No, it would be fishnet stockings for...
that's only stage.
Magician's...
Fishnet stockings, indestructible psychopomp.
I think we're going with a whole different direction. This really is Scion After Dark.
So, Frost, what was your answer?
Which question?
For your relics?
Yeah,
If you would change
No,
anything...
I wouldn't change any of my relics.
Even though you keep losing your wallet?
Only twice.
Only
Twice!
twice!
3 times. Wasn't it 3?
No, twice. When he,
Love
for the
bug.
translucent...
Love mug, yeah.
And,
And
when
then
they
when
were
the
kidnapped.
Then we're
He left
When
it
the,
in,
when the boys were kidnapped.
he left it in the hotel room.
I'll find a
Or
way.
you need a better chain or something.
It's almost
you
like the
need some
dwarves
sort of
left it
chain.
behind not knowing what it was and to give the group a tip off that you were not gone, you were kidnapped.
Yeah, because we would...
Okay, so that was a storyteller mechanic.
Oh, okay. So I didn't lose it. They left it there as a clue.
No, they didn't intentionally leave it.
They didn't know what it was.
They knew it. They knew it looked like a wallet.
Well, they weren't stealing your money, so they're willing to leave your wallet behind.
So yeah, they knew it looked like a wallet. Nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. One of my favorite parts of the, back to that one question before, though.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of the dwarves, I really loved the fact that I turned them all to stone with my
sunlight.
It was epic,
it was epic for that. But it's also my worst episode because I really don't want to kill him.
I recall some
But I
distinct remorse.
can't deny how epic it was that I did this. that I
Hey, the power does
that
say
I did
true
the divine
sunlight.
radiance.
Yeah, it does
That I
say.
did the divine radiance, because that just shows that I'm evolving as a player.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't have as much experience as everyone, and stuff like that. And sometimes I find it difficult to role play and to think of cool things to do.
Think on
Like
the
other
fly.
people, everybody comes up with great stunts, and I'm like, I don't know, and stuff like that. And here I'm thinking, well, what do I have that could do this? Because these guys are really tough, and. So I really feel bad, but it was still pretty cool.
Here's a good ad hoc stunt I'll throw at you. With your radiant power, you charge an enemy and sunlight glints off of one of your axes, blinding them as you jump up and dual-wield your axes into their face.
That could be cool.
There's a good one that you can remember.
Blinded by the lights.
Wrapped up like a deuce.
Now, here's a good group question. What name should your band be called? And just for those folks at home, band is what Scion refers to as the group, the band.
Well, our last one was called the Vanguard. Our
Vanguard.
first
I
Scion
love
group
that.
was
That
called
was
the
great.
Vanguard.
I like
and
that.
I thought it was very fitting for them.
It was.
But for this one, since we are tasked with a specific thing, I kind of think that maybe something like the Shield of Midgard.
I'm okay with that. I actually, I was drawing a blank anyways, because I really liked Vanguard. So, I was thinking
We could always do
along
like we
line
did
of
with
that
the...
ilk.
We could always do something like...
The Company of Valor.
No, the Company of Valor was a D&D group that
I
we
know,
had.
but we
no.
reused it twice.
No, but what I was thinking... Yeah, but the World of Warcraft Guild doesn't count.
Yeah.
But no,
Well,
with the...
it does, but
Only in Azeroth.
Like with the
There should
D&D
be the-
Journey of the 5th Edition, we let the audience...
We should be the heinous, cute, and fuzzy bunnies. No.
I like that, actually.
I know! Spear and magic helmet!
Spear and magic helmet.
Well, remember there was that
Killed
WoW guild
Killed
Rabbit Assassins, but there was also a guild called Spear and Magic Helmet. Oh, Boomhilda, you're so lovely. Yes, I know it. I can't help it. But no, so...
What's opera, Doc?
Yeah, what's opera, Doc? Yeah, so I hadn't really thought about it, but...
It's like, well, we let the
we did
audience
leave the
decide.
D&D 5th Journey of the Fish Edition. We let the audience, the listeners,
Yep. Let 'em
decide
email in.
what our...
They sent in some really
Suggestions.
great ones. They've
Yeah.
sent in suggestions, and then we voted, and
we did. We became the Unlikely Fellowship, and it was awesome.
The Five Fingers of Fandalen.
It was the People's Front of Van Dalen. Oh my god, that was funny. So so yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, I mean, I'm happy with Shield of Midgard, but you can send it in.
Okay, do we want to do that?
yeah, you send it.
Yeah, why not?
We can
It
vote
was
on it.
Fun.
Just,
Okay.
It was fun with our D&D podcast. I think it would be fun with this one. Name us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us
So
a name.
we'll say, go ahead and send in your emails. We'll give you 2 weeks. And on the episode we post on Christmas, the 25th, that's 2 weeks away. We'll go ahead
God, I know.
and label what our name is. So please email in your submissions, and we'll go ahead and on the air pick what the group's name's going to be.
But I'd like to submit Shield of
Midgard. It is a good one. And as for Kane, his answer I really do like. No clue on names. Why do we got to label everything?
That is so Dan.
All right. So the next question we got in was, do you guys have any pictures of your characters?
Still need to find one.
Well,
Frost still looking for one
I sort of have one up, and it's on the webpage.
on the
I
Creative Plan
picked-
Podcast.
Yeah, I picked it because I picked it because it was funny. It's a picture of a magician. This is like an old school magician's assistant poster. Be a magician's assistant. Flexibility a must. I just thought it was funny. And plus my character is blonde. She does have a penchant for the finger waves for the hairdo and stuff, and a classic style of costume when on stage. But she's a bit more edgy than the picture. Not quite so pixie-faced, but I just thought the picture was too funny because, of course, my character's double-jointed.
Well, I found some Viking blonde
That's right,
warrior
double-jointed.
pictures, but I didn't. Just picture Brunhilde. That's Bryn.
Oh,
It's
Boomhilda,
She
you're
is,
so lovely.
yeah. We're talking. Of course, she's got. I couldn't find any with like a. I really like this blonde, braided mohawk down the middle, but I couldn't find any pictures of that. So.
All a World of Warcraft troll.
Yeah, really.
That's the one. Only longer, and they're braided
And
it's
not blue.
blonde. Yeah. And I'm not green.
What's wrong with blue?
When you're supposed to be a blonde Viking, she'll just have streaks of blue in the braids.
I couldn't, I'm no artist, tragically, but I'm no artist, so trying to find a redheaded with 2 axes was kind of hard. So, but I did find one that some artist did. It was awesome. It's very, very barbarian Viking-esque, but so it's not modern, but this is what I would have been back in the day, I suppose. It had the red hair. And
It's
stuff
your
like that.
Viking ideal version.
I guess, yeah. It's got the
It's
helm.
her inner
It has this cool helm and stuff, but you can still see the flowing red hair.
The inner Thora.
Yeah, the inner Thora.
Her id.
It. Okay, and for Dan, he says he's got 2 pictures that he's already got posted up on the Creative Play and Podcast Network.com. So, got those over on his characters tab. So the next question we've got is, will we see any other pantheons? Which ones do you guys want to engage with or fight?
Well, I mean,
Pretty much when we made the game, we were going for strictly just an Acer point
because it was
of
a
view.
Ragnarok
Right,
theme.
it was a Ragnarok.
But we've had others like
we're
in our
meeting
previous.
Landbetter. Why can't we meet others like the Celtic ones?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would actually wouldn't mind seeing incorporating. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the stuff from the companion book.
Yeah, I like the
the
companion book.
the Irish
Tuatha
ones
De
and
Danann.
stuff. Yeah, maybe not like the. I'm sorry, I really don't.
Some
like
of them
the
are
whole-
really dark, though.
Yeah, but I'm like the whole Uncle Sam thing. I
I
thought
think
Yeah.
that's funny as all that.
It's
Yeah, I
funny,
like it.
but I
I like
can't
it.
take it
It's
seriously.
funny, but I'm not a huge fan of the World War II pantheons, where it
Yeah.
sets the Axis as the old school's gods, and then the Allies are their new the patriotic pantheons.
Yeah,
I like it.
Although-
I
I'm
can
a scion of
accept-
Lady Liberty.
I can accept
Yeah.
that those scions are basically demigod scions
Yeah.
who could be sponsoring their own children, but I can't see them as gods
Yeah,
that have been
I-
worshipped for hundreds of years.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
that's
see that,
true.
But
Yeah, but I think they're funny.
yeah.
I like it. I like the Uncle Sam pan.
Well, you can
See,
make
there what
See,
Johnny Appleseed.
Honestly, when I
and-
look at this, I think Johnny Appleseed is actually Dionysus
Yeah.
in America making apple cider. You know,
Wine. Apple martini.
You know.
But like we've actually, Carrie and I both created Greek signs. We haven't gotten to play them yet.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
though.
we've created
But
Greek
because
scions.
Jim came up with this cool idea, let's stop Ragnarok, which was kind of cool. But like our first group, we had a scion of Toth.
yeah.
Yeah,
For we
I
had
was Japanese.
Japanese
yeah, you were a
scion.
scion.
I love the.
We had
she
a
was
scion
the
of
goddess of the
Thunderbird.
dead.
Yeah, of Gary's
Yeah,
Scion.
Gary's
of
Scion
the
was
yeah,
Native,
Thunderbird,
yeah.
Native
Yeah.
American pantheon.
Yeah, that
And
was awesome.
yeah, that was cool. I'm probably not so much interested in seeing the Aztec pantheon just because they're really dark.
They're really bloody,
That's-
really,
those
really bloody.
voodoo ones.
The
Well,
low.
no, I don't mind
The
I
Loa
love
is
the
not
Loa.
too bad because they're
don't mind
more
the
of
Loa.
in touch with nature and spirits.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
The Aztec pantheon gets really, really dark.
Dark.
Yeah, I mean we're talking you bleed yourself.
I like
and
the Egyptian
others.
one too.
Yeah,
They
I
could
like
be
the Egyptian.
fun.
The
I almost
Egyptian
went with an
ones.
Egyptian
Yeah.
ones, but
We're good.
I'm like, okay, no, I got to do Hermes just because it's funny.
Yeah, and I went with Apollo.
I know, so because you're our, it's like my dad and your dad don't get along.
Well,
I like
your
doing
dad made the first guitar. Your dad made the first
Yeah,
drum
out of
using
Alright, well-
pan.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind, bumping into a few because after all, there are scions out
Yeah.
there, right?
yeah. And our first group actually went up against Japanese. The Loa
Yeah.
made science of Aries.
It was a
and
mixture,
all sorts of,
yeah.
it was like a
Yeah,
big mixture. Which
the
was really
rival
kinda cool.
band
The
was a
rival
mixture of
band
all the
was-
pantheons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
at least until we.
It's some
and
were
and it depends on where we're
good-ish.
going too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah, I
is
would-
there any particular pantheon you guys want to mix with?
The
I mean,
the
to get
Celtic
violent?
were.
Mom created a
she
Irish
could, yeah,
one
you
once.
created
Yeah, I
an
had
Irish
a-
one.
We're
Celtic
talking in an
one.
adversarial level.
Oh,
an
adversarial?
Yeah.
Well, in an adversarial, I actually wrote one with an Aztec as an adversary to Val, and a
No,
little
remember,
short
our
story,
patron-
as well as one of the Tuatha De Danann.
One of our patrons in for the Vanguard was an Aztec scion.
Cortez.
Yeah.
I could see the Aztec gods being on the
Side of
the
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Speaking
would
of
think
that game,
Yeah,
one
but come
thing
on,
since
Quetzalcoatl was a good guy.
we'll probably not be getting back to that game, Cortez was actually like Xanatos from Gargoyles.
I don't know.
He
that.
was
cartoon?
The cartoon, where he was all nice and charming and sending you guys off to save the world.
When he really
When
were
you were
agents of
actually
darkness?
assembling him items he needed for an evil magic ritual, and he was going to then sacrifice you guys slowly but surely individually
Oh, he needs
to
killing
his
them.
god's name.
See?
Damn.
See?
We never
See?
really got that far into the storyline, which made me sad because that was too good of a reveal. He was going to
Yeah,
slowly.
especially since I did extra jobs for him.
You
Yeah,
did,
I
yes.
know.
He was basically.
He was
trying to
such a
confirm
nice guy.
My ex-husband.
Yes, he was wanting your ex-husband to join the band as well.
Yeah,
He was going to be the first sacrifice.
Ah.
Oh,
And
how
then he was going
creepy.
It's like nobody can pick on him but me.
And then, like a farmer, he was going to grow you each into demigods, and then pluck your hearts out.
Too late,
We're
we're already
demigods.
demigods.
But you were off of World War II doing your cool epic
Yeah, and then
battle.
we-
Actually, and then
we went to Asgard.
Actually, and after my son, my character's son was born, she never went back to Cortez.
Yep.
Yeah, and we went to Asgard for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Once you guys hit demigod, and we're going all
Maternity
over the place.
Maternity leave. Yeah.
With the child who you didn't know it was either a band member's
Well, but-
son or Loki's son.
Oh, it
there
was
are
Loki's.
gods of the
Which is ironic
darkness
that
on
now
each
I'm
of the
a scion.
pantheons. Any one of those could do. You know, who or good ones that are work just decided. You know, like they teamed up with Titan Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for all we know, Titan Spawn are all for this too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and also
Titan
remember,
can
death
Titans
gods
can
don't
corrupt.
have to be bad. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
we had signs of 2 death gods in our
Well,
last
yeah,
panel,
yeah,
and they were fucking awesome.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
You had an awesome Japanese sniper,
Yeah, and then we had
and then you had
Xander's
Hills
character who's the sign of hell
with his Blues
Yeah.
Boys.
with his
Yeah.
zombie blues brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so,
was awesome.
no, they were helping out.
Yeah, so actually, it's
I think
sky's
that.
the limit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and I
So
think
is there
also,
anything, if you guys had to answer, I'll point around the table. If you had to answer, what pantheon would you like to fight?
Like to
fight.
fight.
Oh,
Like to fight.
I guess I would like to fight the Aztec ones.
You would like to
Yeah.
scrap with the Aztecs?
Yeah, I'd like to see
I don't know,
how we
man.
did,
I don't have a preference.
Yeah, I don't have a preference so much.
I mean,
Okay, so for Dan,
because
he's
even the India one could be a little dark.
okay. So here's Dan's answer. He
Celestial bureaucracy.
No, that's Chinese.
I know, but we could go with the.
But Dan's sorry.
Dan said, "Oh, sure, we'll encounter another pantheon. Don't know if there's any I really want to engage or fight. The Loa would be cool to party with."
Yeah.
That's right.
So Trevor, what pantheon would you like to fight?
I would maybe agree with Granny.
What?
I maybe agree with Brins with the Aztec pantheon.
So you like to scrap with the Aztecs?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
They play
No,
for
let's
kids.
shake it up.
I
Okay.
say
Kill
the
some
Irish.
feathery
They're
snakes.
kind of like cousins.
Yeah,
Kill
but-
them.
Well,
Yeah, but
I'd
think
like
about
to party with them, but I don't want to kill
the
them.
unseelie court. Come on.
yeah,
Oh,
it,
the
yeah, yeah,
unseelie.
it
Okay.
could be something else.
Yeah,
It doesn't have
because they're
to
very
be.
Titan-esque.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
they're very Titan-esque. Yeah, I mean,
I like the
You were
the
talking
unseelie
about
court.
You were talking about a pantheon. Is the
That's
unseelie
part of
court
the-
It's part of the pantheon.
It's part of the pantheon.
mythos.
see, that's what I'm saying. There's
The dark elves?
every pantheon has something that could be that darker side that we could battle.
Uh-huh.
You know, and so
Although,
that's.
I don't know.
Not to
I
mention-
wouldn't pick a whole
too.
pantheon.
Not to mention classic Marvel comic style. The pantheon could be tricked into fighting you.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
it could be a misunderstanding, which in a game like Scion, you're going to have pantheons
Well,
fighting
actually,
each other, not
we
because
did.
they want to fight, but because misrepresentations happen or
Yeah,
miscommunications.
Like that one guy from Jamaica. We wound
Yeah.
up.
He
We
wound
went
up
to
being friends with
kill
him.
him.
Yeah,
But turns out.
Well, he tried to kill us. To be fair,
He tried to kill us. He was working with the bad guys and didn't
he didn't know it.
He,
Yeah.
he was misled by a scion of Loki who was working for an evil Japanese scion.
Yeah.
And he was a sniper and a military guy.
Yeah,
you know,
so
he thought he was
duty.
going after Titan worshippers.
Yeah.
We went and we actually wound up helping him.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the end.
exactly. Yeah, that was
Helping
pretty
him
cool.
save
Freeing
his
his
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice.
That was a little fun.
Okay, so
Good time.
yeah, so I
Good
had no
times.
preference to which.
but if you had
pantheon.
to answer, what would you answer?
There's a gun to your head, Gary. You have to answer the question.
Well, it has to be another pantheon
Mm-hmm.
because who's to say there is an Aesir on the wanting the end as well?
You could
Yeah,
claim
you
Acer.
could say you.
I'm saying, yeah. I mean,
But I think the
because
question
about
was
it.
more since this is so Acer oriented.
Since we're so Acer heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
That- I mean, because they all have so many cool.
Yeah, there's a ton
I
of
mean, the
awesomeness in
Egyptian
every
one.
pantheon.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
yeah, like Sobek and stuff like that. Let's go for something that we've never encountered before, like from India.
You could go
The-
India, you
India
could go
or
Russian.
Russia, yeah, something like
Chinese.
that, you know?
The Russians have a pantheon?
Yeah, but it's kind of like our.
It's Slavic
not,
gods.
From the, I'd say choose a pantheon from
So
the
which one would you choose?
companion. random.
Companions Tuatha,
The celestial bureaucracy.
not the World War II one, as Frost is pointing to repeatedly in the book.
Come on, guys.
He did World War II.
You guys are this one. You guys are the Nazis.
No, we went back in time. That was cool. Remember?
That was awesome.
Because we were mostly Aesir when we went back in time to the Battle of the Bulge, and we wound up going against that Scion who was obviously
from-
Aesir. They're like, why are you not fighting for the fatherland? And
Well,
stuff
it's
like
like-
that. It's like, because we're American! Which was just like, what?
You guys saved the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, gun to my head, have to pick a pantheon. India.
India? Okay. Okay, so...
Going up against Shiva, man.
Kali.
Kali. Ooh.
Caliban.
Thuggies.
It's like,
Oh, God.
just, no.
The worst one of the
Indiana
entire
Jones
series.
movie.
Oh, come on. That was not the worst one. There's
Oh,
the
God.
Crystal
Come on.
Skulls.
It was horrible. Horrible. She was horrible.
It was a great Indiana Jones.
She was sleeping with the director.
You said Kate Capshaw, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I thought you said Kim Cattrall.
No,
first.
Kate
Okay,
Capshaw.
Capshaw.
You sleep with the
Yeah, it's
director.
Oh.
God.
Okay.
Okay, you finally
Not
got
a
that
director.
joke. Okay, so the next question is in
Hey,
real.
he was at TusCon actually. Short round. Short round.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Ernie.
Uh-huh.
Reyes.
So in real
No,
life,
that's not. He
No,
wasn't
Ernie Reyes Jr. was. Oh no, he was the one in Red Sonja.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
what are you
Yes.
talking
Yes.
about?
He
Sorry,
was
I had
the
that
one in-
moment.
yeah.
and also the Ninja Turtle,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah,
and one of the youngest black belts in Hawaii.
yeah. He's been in the 80s. He had a lot of movies when he was a kid.
Okay, so in real life, what Viking god do you like the most? Start with Bryn.
What was the question?
In real life, what Viking god do you like the most?
Oh, Thor.
Are you just thinking?
I'm Thor.
You think you're Thor? How do you think I feel?
Yeah, I love that joke. But no, I've always liked Thor.
Okay.
And my
so
second,
what about him do you like?
My second would be Heimdall.
So what is it about Thor that you like?
Oh, the way he looks. Oh, come on.
So you're talking the Marvel movie Thor.
Oh, yes. Well,
What about
whatever,
the actual
regular
mythology?
Yeah,
We're talking the mythology, not the blonde guy who's nothing like the red-headed,
want Baldur,
bearded,
then.
violent guy.
Baldur was
Hey,
the
no, I
beautiful one.
wanted to pick Baldur.
Oh, like you can't pick the same one.
Okay, so while you're flipping into the book, Britt, I'll go ahead and read Dan's off. Dan said his favorite Norse god would be a three-way tie with Tyr,
Three-way.
Heimdall, or Vidar. It's his three
I
picks.
totally see that.
And
about
it's
him.
funny because we're talking God of Justice, the Lookout God, basically Guardian, and Vidar, the God of Revenge.
Yeah.
So
I guess
Justice, Lookout.
Don't get on Dan's bad side. Just say it.
Okay, so Trevor, which one would you go for? What Norse god in real life do you like the most?
Uller.
Uller?
Yeah.
Well, you got to admit, he's got style. I mean, the whole hunting and
Hunting, skiing, archery.
that which is awesome, but also the gaming. Hello.
Yeah.
He can't lose.
And on occasion, he's one of the only other people Odin lets sit in the big chair.
That I did not know.
Yeah, from the mythology.
That's
When
good
Odin
stuff.
left the high seat, he would allow only Uller to take his spot.
I'm a Baldur
Because
fan.
Uller was also known for his high belief in justice.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'm liking
So
Uller more and
he
more.
would lead honestly.
I'm a New York. No, I'm liking Baldur. Everyone likes Baldur.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, not everybody.
Well, not everybody, but I mean,
Okay,
come on.
here's a trivia question.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
anyone know? Now, Frigg went to everything in the universe, basically, and asked them not to hurt Baldur. Okay,
To protect-
everything agreed except for one thing.
I know.
What was it? And it was the one thing that killed.
Hmm. The one thing he's
He
vulnerable
killed-
to.
I know.
What?
Mistletoe.
Yes. Okay, but
Which
who
is a
killed him?
parasite.
Who killed him?
You
It
know
was
this
darts, right? They were playing darts or something.
They were,
It
well,
was- no.
in Asgard. It was the story goes. It was sport for people to throw weapons at him
Because
at
he couldn't
parties,
be hurt.
because they would just bounce off of him. But one person was called up to throw something at him.
One who'd never gotten to throw anything at him.
Loki?
That I don't know.
No.
Well, Loki did comment.
Loki's the one who said, you know what, you should try it.
You never get to throw
You
things,
never
Hod.
get to do it.
Hod's the one who did it?
Hod
He's
killed.
the blind god.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So-
basically, he gropes around, and Loki gives him a dart made of.
Mistletoe.
Uh-huh.
So basically, who's guilty of killing Balder? Hod or Loki?
Loki.
Loki.
It was only his machinations who killed him.
Uh-huh.
It was Hod's aim as a blind
But
man.
Hod physically did it. So, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
And as a funny side note, in Scion, Balder has a sword, and its name is Mistletoe.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Kind of
that's
gives
funny.
a new kissing at Christmas, right?
Uh-huh.
Meet me under the mistletoe.
Balder say, no, thank you.
He's like, why are you worshiping that on Yule? Burn that with
As
the
for
tree.
me, I don't know. I always thought, the whole Freya was cool because, she's strong and beautiful, battle and prosperity.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's in charge of the Valkyries. So when we had to pick our first Scion, I was drawn to her. Yeah, I'd have to say that she was the one that I.
She's a great pick. I mean, come on. She,
Yeah.
She's awesome. I agree.
She had
she gets half the souls
the
that go
chariot drawn by cats.
and she gets half.
She's a crazy cat lady.
And hey, if you've ever seen the
Technically
Norwegian,
Vanir.
if you've ever seen the Norwegian mountain cats, those things are scary. Remember when I showed you those cats?
awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome, badass
They are
cats.
So,
So
no,
cool.
Freya is awesome.
Yeah. So I do like Loki because
He's Loki.
He's Loki.
You gotta love to hate
Yes.
him. And hey, recently read an article saying Loki is to be thanked for the Avengers happening. In Avengers 1, the team never would have been brought together. The Chitauri were going to attack anyway. Think about it. In that movie, he was the Chitauri's butt monkey, basically.
Oh yeah.
He managed to get the Tesseract back to Asgard.
and
Yeah.
he's technically a giant, but he's blood brother to Odin, not Thor's brother.
So in theory, for all these other things that are happening, Loki got the Avengers together to protect the world. Because the Chitauri were going to attack anyway, because Thanos was basically directing the Chitauri to go to Earth to get the Cosmic Cube.
And
Okay, well,
Thor and Loki in the mythology, though, Thor was always hanging out with Loki to keep him out of trouble.
And Loki was always hanging out with Thor to give Thor options instead of just breaking things.
Yeah. So,
Because sometimes you got to put your brother in a dress and get him married off to get his hammer back.
there's a girdle
That's
there.
true. Hey, girdle of strength, yeah.
Okay, so the last question we got in is, what is your favorite episode today? I think we kind of covered that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
kind
kinda.
of covered that, yeah.
Okay. So one last question I was going to ask you guys, because now I've got you almost all indoctrinated into the world of podcasting. By force or by means.
By hook or by crook?
So what podcast do you guys like listening to now?
You
I mean
mean
others.
outside of,
No, you can shamelessly plug us.
well, of course, the D&D.
D&D, Journey of the 5th Edition. I enjoy that, of course, and this one. But,
I listened to a few. The Dungeons and Randomness.
Epic.
Oh my god. Epic is, it is truly, truly epic. I mean, the worlds that they create, the characters, and these, I mean, it's just professionally done, but they're a riot to listen to, and they're so well, I mean, the worlds of these multiple groups that are hosted, that interact with each other. And we're talking with players from all over the world. It's just, it is, and some massive epic storylines. So that one, and the Formal Gamer.
The Formal Gamer.
The Formal Gamer, I like that one. I
you
also
guys
listen
introduced me
Control
to the
Alt Wow.
formal gamers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yep.
I also like them on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also will listen to, like, Control Alt Wow. as
That's a
well
good one for WoW.
Yeah, because it's like a bunch of ladies who just talk about World of Warcraft every week.
Ladies.
Usually
Cool.
while
Yeah, they're
playing
all
World of
ladies,
Warcraft.
Yeah, they're really cool, and they're also from all over the country and the world. So,
Also, I'll give a shout out to We're Alive. It's an epic zombie drama. It's a really good zombie podcast. You'd like it, Gary.
No, I wouldn't.
You would like it.
What
There's
part of
barely any
zombie
zombies.
fear do you not understand?
You
Seriously.
did the zombie event at the slaughterhouse.
I did do the zombie event at the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, that was killing zombies.
I got to kill zombies.
Got 'em in the head.
So now
Double tap.
And now you get to hear other people kill.
But I knew that these were
zombies.
people pretending to be zombies.
Oh.
I knew some of them.
And yes, it's like, but like,
You won't see any of them.
zombies scare me.
You won't
So
see any of
I
them.
enjoy hearing about The Walking Dead without having to watch it.
Yeah, we give her a
Kelly was giving me a synopsis today, as a matter of fact,
of the latest
of
season.
the latest season.
No spoilers, guys. No spoilers.
Then you should be. Then what's the difference with the podcast?
No, they
got a
probably
point.
describe zombies eating people and
See,
stuff.
I don't describe any of
See,
that.
she just tells the story
About the people.
about the people. So it's like, I'm not hearing like
She
gnawing
gets the
sounds.
soap
or-
opera without the zombie world.
Exactly. It's like all cleaned up and made
What good is it?
PG.
Like in The Walking Dead when the zombies all
Zombies
say
are-
gack.
Just go. Scary, scary, scary.
Then we'll-
So I'm sure your podcast of zombies
Weird Alive is a fantastic
Talk-
story.
goes into scary zombie eating grossness that I
Let's
just don't feel the need to.
Let's just force her to hear it. She'll love it probably.
Young
no,
man,
no, she won't.
do you remember who
You
you're
would
talking
get
to?
killed. She is your mother. You have to go home with
Did you
her.
really want to play Assassin's Creed Unity? Because
She just brought Xbox One into the conversation.
And
he just shrugs. Oh,
So,
great.
Trevor, do you have any podcasts you like to listen to?
nope.
You've got an
What's a
iPhone and you don't listen
podcast?
to a podcast. Kids these days.
I remember when.
Sandy, how about you?
I listened to this one, and
Just so we
I
can
don't-
remember where we left off.
Hey, that was
I don't
also
know,
one of the
where-
original
where
reasons
do
I started
find
doing
the
this.
other ones?
Was so that we...
I mean, I just have Ragnarok bookmarked on my.
Oh, well,
computer.
if you go to Ragnarok on the Podbean site, Ragnarok and Roll, Scion to Hero at podbean.com, I think. And then you look at the groups that I follow on our Podbean
okay.
site, you'll see D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, which is also us.
Oh.
And you'll find Creative Play and Podcast Network, which is also the one we do random one-shot
Oh yeah, I
games and
listened to
stuff
some
like
of
that.
our
The Yahtzee.
the
Firefly
Yahtzee one. We reviewed Yahtzee. That
Yeah,
was
And
fun.
I listened to
fun.
other
We
ones
had a
too.
lot of
I listened to
Like, I'll give them a shot, but then if they say certain things, I mean, I don't mind cursing and stuff.
Yeah,
but there's
we don't
other
mind
certain
cursing.
things that I don't like.
But we
like
draw the
certain
line at-
bashing that I don't approve of. That I will not listen to them anymore.
We like our gaming
Right.
family friendly, sort of, with some expletives. But
You let your
we,
son
there
play
are
in a game
certain
I
things
run.
we
Stuff's
don't.
gonna happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to if.
But
It's
And we're pretty open, I mean, you have to be pretty douchey to make us not want to listen.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your podcast's too mountain fresh for us. Too spring meadow. All right. So, anything else you guys want to throw out there for the Q&A? Give it to the masses. Besides, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you
listening.
for
We-
listening.
Thank you.
It's fun. This is
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, thank you for writing in the questions,
Yeah.
and also thank you for in advance for whatever cool names you come up for our band name. We're getting the band together, so the name that.
Band of the hand.
No.
No, it's not an '80s movie. Oh God.
Yeah,
I like that.
but rate us on iTunes. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
That will help
Um,
other folks find us.
Yeah, and we apologize for not having some podcast up because, of course, due to holidays and illness, it's been kind of difficult.
Yeah.
So we thank you for your patience.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and I hope you survived Thanksgiving.
The tryptophan poisoning.
Turkey venom.
Hi, this is Jim from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion Hero to Ragnarok podcast, and the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And I'd just like to say thank you for listening, and may fate always be on your side.
This This moment of silence is brought to you by D&D 5th edition.
No,
Journey
the
of
letter
Efficiency.
D.
Well, I was just going to edit this out.
And the number 5.
Because you remember,